Can I just say, this is how it feels on Halloween when your boss does not let you dress up. Like, all you have is Halloween on the mind, but then the rest of you is all business. What is up, YouTube? My name is Trinity, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. So today we are going to be talking about a topic that I have been trying to find a way to fit into the theme of my channel really from the beginning, because it is a topic that I'm very passionate about, to the point where I've thought about making a separate channel just to talk about this subject and subjects related to it. Yes, I finally get to talk about dinosaurs on my channel. So, as my boyfriend says, I was the dinosaur kid growing up. I had one box for my animal toys and one box for my dinosaur toys. And then to this day, I have so much dinosaur stuff just around our house. One of the first gifts that my boyfriend ever got me was a Jurassic Park backpack, and for our first anniversary this year, he got me a Jurassic Park jersey, as well as a Jurassic Park mug. And one of the future tattoos I'm planning is a Carnotaur skull on my leg with some flowers on it, so I can't wait to finally get that done. And for at least the last week, we've been watching a couple episodes each night of David Attenborough's Prehistoric Planet, and I'm waiting on season 3 to come out. All of this to say, I never grew out of being the dinosaur kid, so I am extremely excited to talk about them today. Now, while I would love to just geek out and say, oh, this is my dinosaur for this nerdy reason, or this dinosaur is weird because of this reason, I wanted to keep it on brand, so this is going to be about Neo Dinosaurs, a class of cryptids that are described as very dinosaur looking, or just late surviving dinosaurs in general. Most of these cryptids are described as looking like sauropods, so think Brachiosaurus, Brontosaurus, Apatosaurus, though today I've picked a mix, so we have a couple of different types of dinosaurs that people are talking about. Now, most of these cryptids are said to reside in Central Africa, though there apparently have been claims of these neo-dinosaurs on every continent. Probably the most famous of these legends is Mokele Mbembe, which in Lingala means the one who stops the flow of rivers. So as I said, Mokele Mbembe is said to be a sauropod-like creature that lives in the swampy and marshy areas of Cameroon and the regions surrounding Lake Tele in the Republic of Congo. So if you know what Brontosaurus or Apatosaurus looks like, you know exactly what this creature looks like. Very small head on a very long neck and an extremely long muscular tail. Now, there are variations of what this creature exactly is depending on the community you talk to. Indigenous communities in the areas where this creature is said to live believe any range of things from that this is a rare but overall very normal animal, an especially dangerous creature, or something just of myth and legend. And interestingly, in at least one of the languages used in these regions, Mokele Mbembe actually translates to a very generic term for a large unidentified animal. A theme that you'll notice with a lot of neo-dinosaurs is the descriptions that are given of these creatures don't match up with what science has more recently discovered about them. So early on, paleontologists thought that there was no way sauropods could support their own weight on land because of just how massive they were, so they had to be somewhat aquatic to support their weight. Now, of course, I'm not saying that sauropods couldn't swim. They probably could to some degree, but that doesn't mean that they were aquatic, and they definitely didn't need water to support themselves. Most mainstream experts agree that Mokele Mbembe is probably inspired by the black rhinoceros, which is all but extinct in the areas I've just given to you. So every once in a while, maybe there is a sighting of Mokele Mbembe, which is a large unidentified animal, because the last time a rhinoceros or something resembling it was in the area, the people around at that time are too young to remember it. The second neo-dinosaur we are going to be talking about is the ropin, a pterosaur-like creature from New Guinea. I still call it a neo-dinosaur because most people think that pterosaurs were dinosaurs, even though they were just another type of reptile, but we're gonna group them in just for fun. Now, the ropin is believed to be a type of Rhamphorhynchus, a genus of long-tailed pterosaurs from the Jurassic that were known for eating fish and squid. Now, a characteristic that is unique to the ropin that we don't really have evidence of in any dinosaurs to my knowledge is that they're apparently bioluminescent, which some theorize is a way to attract fish to the surface so they can more easily catch them. Along with fish, they are said to occasionally dig up graves and eat the corpses. Now keep in mind, animals in the genus Rhamphorhynchus were about 20 inches long, maybe some got bigger, but that's, you know, the average size. According to the book Searching for Ropin, a ropin is, quote, any featherless creature that flies in the Southwest Pacific and has a tail length of more than 25% of its wingspan. However, the wingspan given on the Ropin varies from 12 feet, which is anything from an Andean condor size to an albatross, to 100 feet. I don't think there is any creature, at least that we know of, that has a wingspan of 100 feet. Mind you, the bird with the largest wingspan was Pelagornis sandersi at 24 feet and 3 inches wide. The largest pterosaur, on the other hand, Quetzalcoatlus northropi, is 36 feet wide. Still a very far cry from 100 feet across. So just with the discrepancy in how big this creature is, you can kind of see that it's an amalgamation of a lot of different stories. Taking out the part about bioluminescence, because that part just doesn't follow any sort of evidence in the fossil record. I think anyone who may see lights like that could be seeing some sort of aircraft. The most likely theories as to what the Ropin actually is either a frigate bird or an unidentified fruit bat or flying fox, which can have wingspans of up to 6 feet. The third and final creature we are going to be talking about today is called the Barranger. I think I am saying that right. If not, and you know, correct me down below, but it is supposedly an Australian theropod. It is said to resemble a theropod creature. Some say Tyrannosaurus, others say megaraptorids such as Australovenator. Essentially, think of any carnivorous dinosaur that stood on 2 legs, had big teeth, likely small arms, even though there was a lot of diversity with theropods, but there wasn't a lot of specifics given. According to Aboriginal legend, these are giant bipedal lizards 20 to 25 feet long. They may have had feathers, which is very interesting because it does contradict what I earlier said about a lot of these legends not really holding up to scientific discovery. And it also has a diet of kangaroo and other large mammals. The last sighting was by a family in 1985 saying that they saw a 20-foot creature covered in feathers from a distance. Now, while there are memes about who knows what living in the Australian outback, we're always seeing giant spiders and snakes and everything else, do I think there's still dinosaurs there? No, I do not. However, there are big lizards there. So while I don't think there's anything like 20 to 25 feet long, maybe there's a lizard that can stand bipedally there. I mean, the lizards that run on water, they're able to, at least for a short time, run on their hind legs, so maybe this creature can run for short distances. Other theories about what this creature may be suggest that it could be an undiscovered species of carnivorous bipedal marsupial, or that it may be a descendant species of the Sorry, I've been having a lot of trouble saying this. Procoptodontid kangaroo. The largest of this group of extinct kangaroos being 3 times the size of the modern day red kangaroo. Now, would I say dinosaurs are still alive today? Yes. But that's because birds are still around today. And I know people are sick of hearing that, but it's true. Birds are dinosaurs. And guess what? Birds are also reptiles. Do I think these types of dinosaurs are still alive today? No, I do not. Now, what I already hear somebody bringing up is one of the most famous points when you're talking about a creature that is thought to be extinct but has the possibility of still being around, a Lazarus taxa, if you will, is the coelacanth. Now, the coelacanth is an ancient deep-sea fish that was thought to go extinct about 80 million years ago, so before the dinosaurs went extinct. However, it was rediscovered very recently. Now, why do I not take this as evidence that Megalodon and dinosaurs and everything else that was once dead is still alive? When you're talking about a creature surviving for that long, one, the coelacanths today are not the same coelacanths that were around during the dinosaurs. And also, when you think about their environments, how vastly the surface of the earth has changed since the dinosaurs were around, and how relatively stable the deep sea is, it makes more sense that stuff down there that has a stable environment that isn't changing very quickly would be able to hang around a lot longer. Given the change in climate, atmosphere, where our continents are, as well as how spread out mammals have essentially become and filled in most of the niches that dinosaurs once held, it's harder to believe that a dinosaur, whether it be in the middle of Australia where not a lot of people live, to anywhere else in the world, could still survive today. Also, while Australia and Africa, there's probably a lot of uninhabited places within those continents. They're still habitable enough for us to be there, whereas you think with the deep sea, it's kind of difficult for us to even get down there in the first place. It's probably going to be hard to spot something that's in a place we aren't often in and in a place that we can't easily get to. Another point that I'd like to make is all of the creatures we've talked about today are the relatively famous types of dinosaurs. The really big ones, or the really noticeable ones. The ones that are most likely to survive to this day, needing the least amount of resources, aren't the ones we're talking about. No, we're talking about the ones that need hundreds, if not thousands of pounds of food every day. Not even talking about what it would take to support a population of them, as well as them staying hidden from most of human societies. What purpose do these cryptids and their legends serve then? I will give you the two main ones. So in the past, Africa has been known as the Dark Continent for a lot of racist reasons, to push a lot of stereotypes about the people that live there. It was often said that Africa had barely changed since the dinosaurs, and thus kind of comparing the people that live there to cavemen, less intelligent, less developed, even though that is far from the truth. So if somebody were to find a dinosaur there, or at least spread the word that there are, then that would kind of serve the narrative that yes, the continent of Africa and thus those that live in it, and this was used as an excuse to justify colonization and slavery. This sentiment, even though not as heavily applied as it was to Africa, can still be applied to Papua New Guinea or the Aboriginal people of Australia, both which have a long past of colonization. Now, how could these legends be pushed in such a negative way if they originate with the peoples of these regions? Well, to my knowledge, besides the Aboriginal people of Australia who are talking about giant lizards when they are already in a region that has a lot of big lizards, there isn't a lot of explicit detail given as to what these creatures look like. Yes, now we associate dinosaurs with these creatures, Mokele Mbembe and the Ropen. In one of the languages in the area where Mokele Mbembe is said to reside, it just means a large unidentified creature. The idea that these were dinosaurs was probably encouraged by the wealthy explorers that came to these poor villages bringing their money and attention, which brings more money into their own economies, showing them what a dinosaur is, and saying, hey, is this the thing you were talking about? So over time, that could maybe be what the creature transformed into. Or these people who, they're not as cut off from the world as a lot of people think, just say yes to get these people to keep coming to these areas, keep looking, keep spending their money there in order to keep encouraging people to come back on these expensive expeditions where they need to put some of their money into their economy. And the second reason I'm saying that people like to push these cryptids is the idea of young earth creationism. So I'm going to get a little controversial here. If you are Christian, if you believe in God, if you identify with any denomination, I am not trying to hurt your feelings or call you dumb or anything. If you have different beliefs than me, fine. But I am going to talk about a sect of Christians called Young Earth Creationists. They want to prove that the Earth is only a couple thousand years old, which contradicts our current understanding and evidence. Extinction as a concept, that because they don't believe that the God they believe in would allow any of his creatures to go extinct. And they also want to disprove evolution, which is where creationism comes in, the idea that God just snapped his fingers and we all came into existence. They don't want to hear that we evolved from monkeys, even though that's not how evolution works. Evolution is branching, not linear. So their idea of evolution is linear, that literally your grandfather was a monkey. We evolved from a common ancestor. Take the Paluxy River tracks, a fossilized trail of dinosaur tracks, and supposedly human footprints that were fossilized on the same layer, indicating that humans and dinosaurs lived side by side. If that were true, it would disprove so much that we think we know about how we came into being, how dinosaurs and other groups of animals come into being and cease to exist. However, the supposed human tracks were either misidentified elongated dinosaur tracks or outright faked by locals to look like human tracks to push this narrative. So I'm not looking for a debate from anyone. If you disagree, just disagree, you don't have to watch my videos anymore if you don't want to, or if you can just ignore this part. I admire you if you still have an open mind even while disagreeing. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And down in the description, I'm going to leave a link to my best friend Kiowa's newly self-published book, The Ramblings of an Almond Lady, a poetic autobiography that she has been working on for years. I would be so thankful if you could go show her some support. Either give it a read, I believe you can still read it for free if you have Kindle Unlimited, or if you want to purchase the book yourself. This is not sponsored, I am just showing support to my best friend because I know she works so hard on it and I am so proud of her. But if that is something you are interested in, be sure to go visit that down below. And thank you guys so much for watching all of my videos and all of our recent subscribers. I'm so thankful for all of you and how our community keeps growing. If you have any videos you want to see in the future, be sure to leave them down below. Or if you just have any thoughts, comments, feelings that you'd like to talk to me about. I love getting comments from you guys, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.